Module 4, Student Discipline and Equal Education Opportunities. School discipline refers to the rules and strategies applied in school to manage student behavior and practices used to encourage self-discipline. Aside from behavioral standards, following student school policies regarding clothing, timekeeping, social behavior, and work ethic are also means of school discipline. School discipline also includes punishment attained as a result of breaking the school's rule. Best practices of student discipline involve many forms of discipline that are used in many different schools throughout the United States. Some methods are effective, which can have a positive impact on students, and other methods can negatively impact students, which can affect them for years after. Effective forms of discipline include having rules and making them understandable to both parents and students, and teachers should make the students aware of what is expected from them and what is not, and what are the consequences of misbehaving. Another one is make sure the curriculum is meaningful and enjoyable as possible, so students will spend less time misbehaving and more time learning and achieving. The teachers and administrators must be firm and consistent. Rules must be realistic and enforced with the student in mind, and each situation should be considered on its own and appropriate for the situation and the student. The fourth idea is that offenders must be dealt with early on to prevent the behavior from getting worse and from influencing others. The fifth guideline is confrontation should be done in private to prevent the student from becoming embarrassed or losing face in front of their peers or encouraging them or others with the amount of negative reinforcement that they receive. The goal of any student discipline policy is to ensure that students feel physically and emotionally safe at school so they can learn and achieve at their fullest extent. Students should be developing self-discipline skills for working and learning cooperatively with others. Equity in education. Currently within the United States, the goal of public education is to provide equal access to all students to education. Equalizing opportunity to every child in America by providing a free education is also a main purpose of public schools in the United States. Giving students the opportunity to become better individuals and succeed to the best of their ability is the goal of equity in education. Academic barriers can also affect the success and the opportunities of students through social and economic issues. The biggest question with equity in education is trying to equalize opportunities for those students who go to school without equal supplies, books, or technologies. Some common issues in equity in education involve language barriers of the students, gender of the students, the race of the students, school funding and access to resources, students with disabilities and special needs, equal access to technology, and students with social and emotional problems and needs. Best practices for ensuring equal education opportunities. Equality is when everyone has equal rights and education should be accessible to all. In law, it means that every individual is given equal opportunities without discrimination of either sex, language, social origin, or religion. The Equality Act of 2010 provides protection for people who feel that they are being discriminated against, especially students in education who feel like they are being discriminated against. This act makes it unlawful for the school to discriminate against, harass, or victimize a student in relation to the admissions and in a way that it provides equality for all students. And it provides students access to facilities, services, or benefits. It also prevents the exclusion of students based on the student's disability, race, sexual orientation, religion, or belief. Some best practices to help ensure this: schools must have procedures in place to handle complaints or disputes while maintaining confidentiality. Administrators and teachers must respond and act professionally with all disputes and document everything that they can. They should also provide students with a curriculum that allows all students to learn and achieve. The curriculum must be able to promote and develop the students' moral, social, and cultural well-being and provide opportunities, responsibilities, and experiences for life. When schools create and maintain effective learning environments, students are more motivated and they're able to achieve at a higher rate. Number three, students and teacher conferences and meetings must be emphasized and stressed as an important piece of the curriculum. This allows parents to meet with their students' teachers to discuss their child's progress, concerns, or suggestions to improve inclusion, disability, and activities. Number four, creating a welcoming environment that ensures that all students receive equitable instruction and having multiple ways to understand the material that the curriculum is delivered by and different ways of assessment. Number five, communication, communication, communication. The school should be able to provide multiple ways to communicate with all students, parents, and all the stakeholders to let them know how their child is doing. Number six, schools can emphasize and build a diverse and equitable environment into having a workforce, a staff that resembles the community and that is resembles the community and helps provide that community and school relationship bridge. Number seven, provide meaningful professional development for their staff and support their staff to help them provide an equitable environment and know the advantages and understand the advantages of providing that type of environment. Number eight, develop and implement an inclusive discipline policies which are appropriate and fair for all students, that takes into account the situation and the student to make sure that it is fair to the situation and to what the student did.